Welcome in live on 810varsity.com. Mike Smith behind the mic here tonight. St. Teresa's Academy Stars taking on the Benton Cardinals here in softball action. St. Teresa's the home team here at Rockhurst University. They're in their black uniforms, yellow trim. St. Teresa's comes into the contest 4-11 on the season. The Benton Cardinals 10-3 on the season. Pitching tonight for St. Teresa's, a freshman, Carolyn Hornbeck. Got an opponent batting average of .346 on the season, does Hornbeck, the main pitcher for St. Teresa's. Go around the field. Catching tonight is Allison Bursett. From first base over, Abby Selesky at first, Amanda Florido at second. Anna Wolvery, shortstop. Chrissy Bride, third base. Left field, Abby Drummond. Center field, Schaefer Smith. And right field, Sarah Bryant. Grace Bullington is the designated player tonight for St. Teresa's. They're in search of their 5th victory of the season as they take on the Benton Cardinals here tonight. Cardinals will have their second baseman leading off here for them tonight, Cheyenne Ellis, the senior. Game time was moved up today. It's been a little bit of a travel here to Rockhurst University to play St. Teresa's. Hornbeck, the freshman, inside the circle, getting ready to get this underway here in the top half of the first. Fires in there for strike one on the inside part of the plate. Ellis, the batter for the Cardinals. Down the count early, 0-1. That one fired outside for ball one. Going to even the count up at 1-1. Hornbeck has pitched 52 1/3 innings this season for the Stars. That one inside and low for ball two. 2-1 the count after the second consecutive ball by Hornbeck. From the rubber, fires. That one connected on well by Ellis. This one left field and out of here. Home run given up by Carolyn Hornbeck here in the top half of the first inning. Cheyenne Ellis puts power behind that one and gets the first run on the board thus far. That one was straight down the pipe, and it was knocked out of the park by Cheyenne Ellis. Brings up Kinsey Muser. That one way inside and in the dirt for ball one on Muser. Muser playing shortstop. So no outs here in the top of the first. One batter has been to the plate, and that was Cheyenne Ellis. She blasted a home run, so one hit given up by Hornbeck and the Stars, and one run is on the board for the Benton Cardinals. 2-0 the count now after a ball fired by Hornbeck. She fires in there. Strike one on the outside part of the plate. Muser, look, watching that one come in there, and that's on the outside part of the plate once again for strike two. 2-2 the count to Muser. Hornbeck has got it back to even. That one chopped on, but going to go foul towards first baseline. Two still a count after the foul ball by Muser. Hornbeck looking for the first out, and that one high for ball three. Looks like it was ball four, actually. So walk issued for Muser. No outs here thus far in the top half of the first inning. One run given up by St. Teresa's off a home run to lead off the game by Cheyenne Ellis. Big swing and a miss and fired to second base. Muser's going to be in there safe. Fired there by Bursett, the catcher, but Muser gets to second base and gets credited the stolen base. No outs here in the top of the first. 1 run plated by the Cardinals. They've got Muser on second right now. Hornbeck fires, swing and a miss once again as Justice Vanneman, the right fielder, in the batter's box. 1-2 the count. 2 swinging strikes by Vanneman. That one way outside, but corralled by Brissett, the catcher. Ball 2. Hornbeck fires inside. That's going to be ball 2. Excuse me. 2-2 is the count to Justice Vanneman. Muser at second for the Cardinals. Way inside and high by Hornbeck. Full count now. No outs here in the top half of the first inning for the Benton Cardinals. Hornbeck fires from the circle, and that one in the dirt. That's going to be a walk. Fired back to second base, but not picked up, and Muser's going to advance to third on the arid throw by Brissett from her catcher's position. Alex Uvarillo. Excuse me if I said that wrong. Uvarillo, the batter now for the Cardinals. Low inside, fired to second by Brissett, but not going to be picked up. As Hornbeck just takes that one. Brissett looked towards second as Vanneman advanced. Vanneman and Muser on the base pads for the Cardinals here with nobody out in the top half of the first. Cardinals have already plated 1 run on 1 hit, being a home run by Cheyenne Ellis to lead off the contest. Inside, but strike 1, catching the inside part of that plate is Hornbeck. After that one, actually 1-2 the count now to Uvarillo. Hornbeck fires. That one close on the outside part of the plate. 2-2 the count now. Still no one out here in the top half of the first. Muser at third, Vanneman at second for the Cardinals. Hornbeck in search for the first out against the Cardinals here. And big swing and a miss, strikeout by Carolyn Hornbeck. Just what she needed to get the confidence going here in this top half of the first inning. That's going to be the first out for St. Teresa's here. Keely Arbuckle, the senior center fielder, now at bat. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Hornbeck gets ahead now. Muser still at third. Vanneman at second for the Cardinals. Arbuckle the batter. Outside for ball 1. Fired by Hornbeck. Hornbeck giving up 2 walks to the current base runners. Muser at third and Vanneman at second. 1 hit given up by Hornbeck here in the top half of the first. That one a costly one, a home run to lead off the contest. Trying to avoid any more damage here are the Stars as Hornbeck fires that one, connected on by Arbuckle. That one fouled off down the third base line. 2-2 the count after that. One out here in the top of the first. Hornbeck fires low, picked up by Brissett though. Made sure she kept it in front of her. Full count now on Arbuckle. Hornbeck from the rubber fires, and that's going to be the third walk here in the first top half of the first inning. Bases loaded with 1 out here for the Cardinals.
One down.
Abby Mears, the senior catcher for the Cardinals, now in the batter's box. Around the base pads. Muser at third, Vanneman at second. Big swing and a miss by Mears. Nice pitch by Hornbeck. And Arbuckle finding herself at first after the walk. Hornbeck once again ahead in the count. 0-1. Hornbeck, another big swing and a miss by Mears, straight down the pipe. 0-2 now the count. Advantage Hornbeck and the Stars here on the batter, Mears. Strikeout looking. Abby Mears struck out looking. That one tickled the outside part of the plate. Carolyn Hornbeck gets the second out here in the top half of the first inning. Both coming by strikeouts. Striking out the first baseman, Rivolo, and now the catcher, Mears, is Hornbeck. Still bases loaded, though, for the Cardinals. So fourth consecutive strike pitch by Hornbeck thus far. Hornbeck has the 0-1 advantage on Rhian Bunnell. Bunnell, the designated player. Hornbeck fires inside, strike two. Hornbeck seems to have found her control here in the last couple batters. She's issued 3 walks here in the top half of the third inning. 1 hit given up, that being a home run to Ellis to lead off the contest. That one outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count now to Bunnell, the freshman, who's designated a player in tonight's contest for the Cardinals. Hornbeck fires. That one connected on by Bunnell to the shortstop, Woolry. Woolry fires the first. Going to get the third out here in the top half of the first inning, and that's going to do it. So St. Teresa's make sure they don't get any more damage on the board by the Cardinals, but they give up 1 hit in the top half of the first inning, that being a leadoff home run by Cheyenne Ellis. So the Benton Cardinals lead after the top half of the first inning, 1-0 over St. Teresa's, but Stars will find themselves at the plate on senior day here at Rockhurst University. St. Teresa's plays their home games at Rockhurst as they are currently constructing a new soccer softball field at their high school. And leading off for St. Teresa's will be Anna Woolry, the junior shortstop, who picked up that last ground ball to record the third out. So the Stars here in the bottom half of the first inning trail by 1 after a solo home run by the Cardinals. Cheyenne Ellis getting that home run in that top half of the first inning. Pitching tonight for the Benton Cardinals, Faith Hilbrand, a junior. Anna Woolry, the leadoff batter for the Stars, playing shortstop, batting .333. She looked to wind up for the bunt there. That was low for ball 1. So Woolry ahead in the count. Hilbrand fires that one. Woolry pops that over the third baseman's head and going to head to first for a single. So first hit here in the contest for St. Teresa's. They get an early base runner here in the bottom half of the first inning. Anna Woolry, the leadoff hitter, gets on base. Pops it over the head of third baseman Alicia Potomi. Grace Bullington, the designated player in tonight's contest for St. Teresa's, takes high for ball 1. Woolry was checked back to first by the catcher Abby Mears. Stars have an early base runner here in the bottom half of the first inning. Anna Woolry getting on after leading off in the contest. That one low in the dirt at the feet of Bullington, and Woolry will find herself with a stolen base at second base. Woolry able to advance after Hilbrand puts one in the dirt for ball 2 on Grace Bullington. That's going to go in for strike 1, the outside part of the plate. Boynton batting .370 on the season. Designated player tonight. Puts the bunt down successfully, headed to first. Hilburn fields it, going to fire to first to get the out. Checked for Woolry, but Woolry got all the way to third. That's going to be the first out here in the the bottom half of the first inning. But Bullington advances Anna Woolry. Allison Brissett, the freshman catcher, at the plate now for St. Teresa's. One out here in the bottom half of the first inning. Anna Woolry, the base runner for the Stars, a leadoff single here in the bottom half of the first. Woolry at third after advancing on the sacrifice bunt by Grace Bullington. Brissett behind in the count, 0-1. Hildebrand fires. Going to be connected on by Brissett. Picked up by the second baseman. Little miscommunication, and Brissett will make it to first. Miscommunication there by the second baseman Ellis and the first baseman Vanneman on who was going to field that one, and no one able to cover at first. So Brissett finds herself on the first base, and a run plated for St. Teresa's. Anna Woolry scoring from third base. Chrissy Bride, the batter now for St. Teresa's, the senior third baseman, leading the team in batting average, .447. Bride connects on that one down, but foul the third base line.
Here we go, KB.
1-1 here. We're in the bottom half of the first inning. Only one out for St. Teresa's. Chrissy Bride, the senior, in the batter's box, down 0-2 after the foul ball. And that one well outside for ball one. Brissett, the base runner on the base pads currently for the Stars, at first base after some miscommunication by the second baseman and the first baseman, Ellis and Vanneman on the Cardinals, on trying to record the second out, or what would have been the second out for the Cardinals. 2-2 the count to Bride. Hillebrand has given up 2 hits here in the bottom half of the first inning. Bride connects on that one, but foul once again down the third base line. Count will stay at 2-2 to the senior Chrissy Bride. As I said, leading the team in batting average coming into tonight's contest, .447 on the year. One out thus far for the Stars in the bottom half of the first inning. They've plated 1 run, Anna Woolry scoring after getting the leadoff single. That's ball 3, full count for Bride. Allison Brissett, the base runner for the Stars, here with 1 out in the bottom half of the first. Brissett at first base. Hildebrand fires the pitch inside for ball 4. Good eye by Bride to draw the walk. Stars now have 2 base runners with 1 out here in this bottom half of the first. Stars trying to take the lead here after 1 with Allie Drummond. Drummond, the freshman, playing left field in tonight's contest. Brissett, the base runner, at second. Bride, the base runner, at first. Drummond calls for time. Hillebrand fires right down the pipe. That's a nice strike there by Faith Hillebrand.
1 down, 1 down.
1 out here for the Stars in the bottom half of the first. They've plated 1 run. Leadoff runner Anna Woolry scoring the run for the St. Teresa's. Allison Brissett able to get the runner in. Drummond takes that one for a ball. 2-2. The count to Allie Drummond. Drummond coming into tonight's contest batting .310. Playing left field for the Stars here tonight. Drummond connects straight up the pipe. Going to be fielded by the shortstop. That one's going to be an errant throw. Out recorded at second base. But Drummond going to advance to second on the errant throw by the second baseman Ellis. Muser able to field the ground ball, get one out. That's going to plate another run for the Stars. They're going to take the lead off that. Brissett advancing all the way home. Hildebrand fires to Schaefer Smith, now in the batter's box, the junior center fielder. So 2 errors costing the Benton Cardinals here in this bottom half of the first inning. That one fired in for a strike by Hildebrand. That's going to be 2 strikes. 1-2 the count to Schaefer Smith, who's batting .317 on the season. Hildebrand fires in the dirt, picked up by the catcher Mears.
All right, come on, 8. So you will now.
Hildebrand fires, connected on by Smith down the first baseline, but foul. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first inning. 2 runs plated by St. Teresa's thus far, though. They've taken the lead here in the bottom half of the first. Leadoff single by Anna Worry, scoring the first run. And that's a strikeout for Schaefer Smith for the third out and the final out in the bottom half of the first inning. But St. Teresa's able to get 2 on the board and take the lead after 1 over the Benton Cardinals. So Hornbeck and the Stars find themselves on the defensive end of things here. Hornbeck, after the first inning, gave up 1 hit. That was to the leadoff batter, Cheyenne Ellis, a home run to left field. Top half here of the second inning. Hornbeck fired in for ball 1 and then ball 2 there.
8-9-1, coach. 8-9-1.
Hornbeck and the Stars gave up 1 run in that top half of the first inning, a home run to lead off the contest, Cheyenne Ellis. 3 walks issued by Hornbeck as well, but no more runs plated by the Cardinals off those 3 walks, so the Stars got out of the predicament there with the bases loaded. Batter is Maddie Reynolds, the left fielder, a freshman for the Cardinals. Her first at bat of the contest. Big swing and a miss. That's strike 2. Full count now here. Hornbeck with the delivery inside for ball 4. So a leadoff walk to start off the top of the second.
Here we go, defense. Come on, D. Catch it in the air.
Third baseman Alicia Potomi, the junior. Now the batter for the Cardinals. She connects on it. It's going to dribble her out into first base. Second baseman going to be picking up Florido at first, so that's going to record the first out here. But we see Reynolds, who was running on the connection there, all the way advancing to third.
Lead off.
Cheyenne Ellis, her second at bat of the contest, led off the contest with a solo home run to left field. Outside for ball 1 by Hornbeck. Reynolds, the base runner, at third. That one in the dirt, and going to be bat the backstop. Fired over to Hornbeck. Hornbeck can't grab the pitch by Versett, and we see Reynolds come in on the wild pitch, going to score his second run of the contest for the Cardinals and tie it back up at 2. One oh the count to Ellis. That one high for ball 2. Hornbeck recorded 2 strikeouts in the top half of the first inning. She has used the 4-pitch walk there to Ellis. Musser, now the batter. That one outside for ball 1 on Musser. Brissett checks the base runner Ellis at first. 1-0 the count to Kinsey Musser, who drew a walk in her first plate appearance. 2-2 here in the top half of the second inning. 1 hit by both teams. Hornbeck has given up 4 walks in tonight's contest. 3 coming in the top half of the first. 1 here just recently to Cheyenne Ellis. Hornbeck with the delivery. That one, a ball there. Actually appears to have hit Musser in the foot, so she will take her base on the hit by pitch. Now 2 base runners for the Cardinals here with 1 out here in the top of the second. Justice Vanneman, who drew a walk in her first plate appearance, now at the plate, playing right field tonight. Low for ball 1 by Hornbeck. Hornbeck with the delivery. Swing and a miss there by Vanneman. Strike 1. 1-1 now the count after the strike by Hornbeck. Connected on by Vanneman down the third baseline, but foul. It'll be strike 2. 2 base runners for the Cardinals. Ellis at second. Muser at first. That's going to be ball 2, a little bit high by Hornbeck. Right down the middle, but high. 2-2 the count with 1 out here in the top half of the second inning. That one in the dirt, and then runners going to advance. Brissett able to track it down, but not in time to fire it to any base. Ellis moves to third, and Musser moves over to second. So runners in scoring position now for the Cardinals with 1 out here. That one big swing and a miss, strikeout. The third one of today's contest for Carolyn Hornbeck. 2 outs now after that strikeout by Hornbeck. Alex Urivlo, who struck out in her first plate appearance in the first inning. Going to be the batter for the Cardinals with 2 outs here in the top half of the second. Hornbeck with the delivery inside for ball 1. Cardinals have plated 1 run here in the top half of the second to knot it back up at 2 apiece. Hornbeck inside again. It's time for ball 2. Cardinals had 2 costly errors in the bottom half of the first inning at St. Teresa's were able to capitalize on. Get 1 run out of the errors. Big swing and miss down the middle. Straight down the pipe, bringing the heat was Caroline Hornbeck. 2-1 the count to Rivlo. That one inside for ball 3. Almost catching that inside part of the plate, but home plate umpire saying a little bit inside. That one connected on. Going to be strike 2. Fouled straight back by Rivlo. Full count now with 2 outs here in the top half of the second. Cardinals looking to put a few more runs on the board before they take the field in the bottom half of the second. Hornbeck fires in there. Big swing and miss. Strikeout again. 4 outs have been recorded by strikeout by Caroline Hornbeck and the St. Teresa Academy Stars. And that's going to do it for the top half of the second inning. The Benton Cardinals get 1 run and knot it back up at 2 apiece. But that's where it's going to be headed at as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. Hillerand back at the mound for the Cardinals. She recorded 1 strikeout in the bottom half of the first inning, but gave up 1 hit and officially 1 run to her ERA. There was a couple errors behind her on the base pads. Abby Suholeski, the first baseman in tonight's contest for the Stars, her first plate appearance. As Hildebrand fires inside for ball 1 on Suholeski. Suholeski batting .316 on the season. One of the 4 seniors on St. Teresa's squad. It's senior day here at Rockhurst University. That one low for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Suholeski. St. Teresa's going to try to do the same thing they did in the bottom half of the first. That is get an early base runner. Suholeski watched that one come in on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So Hildebrand leading in the count 1-2. Hildebrand with the delivery and a strikeout looking by the first baseman, Abby Suholeski. So second strikeout of the contest for Faith Hildebrand and the Benton Cardinals. 1 out after 1 batter faced here in the bottom half of the second inning. Amanda Florido playing second base for the Stars here tonight. Another one of those seniors for St. Teresa's. Ahead in the count 1-0. Hildebrand fires, and that one low for ball 2. One out for the Stars after first baseman Suholeski struck out looking by Hildebrand. That one right down the middle for strike 1. 2-1 the count now after the strike by Faith Hildebrand. Hildebrand, a junior for the Benton Cardinals, the primary pitcher for them this season. That one in the dirt for ball 3. 3-1 the count now to Florido. Florido in search of her first hit of the season. Fires that one to the shortstop, but picked up as it was fired in the air. Nice job by Messer to record the second out here in the bottom half of the second. Connected on well by Florido. Just a little bit too much air on that one as the shortstop, Kinsey Musser, able to get that one. Sarah Bryant, the right fielder. Another senior, so back the last three batters, 3 of the 4 seniors for St. Teresa's. The other one is Chrissy Bride playing third base. That one connected on, but pop up. First baseman tracks it down, Alex Urivido. So 3 up, 3 down for the Stars here in the bottom half of the second. Still knotted up at 2 apiece, though, in tonight's contest. And St. Teresa's and the Benton Cardinals find themselves tied at 2 as we head into the third inning. So after 2, it's tied at 2 apiece between the St. Teresa Academy Stars and the Benton Cardinals. Live here at Rockhurst University on 810varsity.com. Carolyn Hornbeck doing a very good job on the rubber in tonight's contest for St. Teresa's. 4 strikeouts for Hornbeck thus far through the contest. Only 1 hit given up. That was a costly hit to start off the game, as it was a home run by Cheyenne Ellis. Hornbeck has also issued 5 walks on the contest. Keely Arbuckle, senior center fielder, up for the Cardinals to lead off here in the top half of the third. Arbuckle, big swing and miss, fired on the outside part of the plate by Hornbeck. So strike 1 to Arbuckle. Right down the middle. That one's going to be down the first base line. That's going to go at least for 1. Arbuckle trying for 2. Going to be picked up by Sarah Bryant in right field. She's going to go all the way to third. That one fired to third. A late throw. Arbuckle stand-up triple to start off the top half of the third inning. Second hit of the contest for the Cardinals there. The triple coming by Keely Arbuckle, the senior center fielder. Catcher Abby Mears now at the plate. And that one clips her left arm. It's going to hit by a pitch, so another base runner. Designator runner, Brianne Rennell. Brianne Rennell will be the batter for the Benton Cardinals. A base runner, Bailey Miller, will be at first base, running for the catcher, Abby Mears. So runners at the corners for the Benton Cardinals here in the top half of the third inning. No one out. Hornbeck from the rubber. Fires that one in the dirt, and Miller going to advance to second. Kept in front of Brissett, though, just to make sure the runner at third base, Arbuckle, stayed put. But runners at third and second now. Hornbeck puts another one in the dirt and inside. Arbuckle at third for the Cardinals after a triple to lead off here in the top half of the third inning. Miller finds herself at second, running for the catcher Abby Mears as she was hit by a pitch by Hornbeck. Still no one out here in the top half of the third for the Cardinals of Benton. 2-1 the count to Bunnell. That one behind the catcher Brissett. She's not going to get it to Hornbeck in time to try to get anyone out at home plate. Arbuckle advances to home and gets the run in for the Cardinals. Miller will advance to third as well. Hornbeck from the rubber. That's a ball four. Looked like it might have gotten high enough inside to the knees, but home plate umpire disagrees and issues the sixth walk of the contest for the Cardinals. Maddie Reynolds, the left fielder, who drew a walk in her last plate appearance. Runners at the corners once again for the Cardinals. No one out here. They've plated one run, taking the lead here in the top half of the third. Hornbeck fires. That one good for strike one, fired to third. Brissett trying to get the runner Miller. Catcher off guard at third base, but Miller gets back safely. We saw Bunnell advance to second base. Oh, 1 the count. That one in the dirt. Kept in front of the catcher Brissett, though. Miller stays at third. Bunnell at second. Cardinals have plated one run thus far in every half inning. Hornbeck outside. That's going to be all two. 2-1 now the count. To the batter, Maddie Reynolds. As I said, Reynolds drew a walk in her last plate appearance, scoring what would have been the second run of the contest. She fires that one past the third base and into left field. That's going to plate one at least. Miller scores from third. Bunnell advances to third on the single. Alicia Potomi, the third baseman, now at the plate for the Cardinals. Still no one out here in the top half of the third inning. Cardinals have plated two runs thus far. They've got runners at the corners once again. Fired back to Hornbeck. Looked like Brissett may have wanted to try to go to second with that one as Woolry was covering from her shortstop position. Saw Reynolds advance to second. You got Bunnell at third, Reynolds at second for the Cardinals. No one out here in the top half of the third inning. Cardinals have plated two thus far. Potomi takes one for strike one there. 2-1 the count to Alicia Potomi, the third baseman. And that's strike two inside on the inside part of the plate by Hornbeck. 2-2 now the count. The Cardinals have taken the lead with two runs scored here in this top half of the third, now leading 4-2 off of 3 hits and a slew of walks given up by St. Teresa's. I believe full count to Potomi. Potomi fires that one. That's going to be fouled back down the third base line and out of play. Bunnell still at third. Reynolds at second for the Cardinals. No one out. Here in the third inning. Hornbeck fires, and that one connected on. Slow dribbler by Potomi. Going to be fired over to third. Looks like they picked up by Bride. She bobbled it. She couldn't get it over to first in time to record the out. So everybody's safe, and another run scores for the Cardinals. Bunnell scoring from third. Now 5-2 after the last run scoring. Bundle scoring from third off the single by the third baseman Alicia Batomi. That one high, picked up by Brissett, the catcher. Heads up play there to make sure Reynolds stays at third. Batomi advances to second. That's ball one on the hitter Cheyenne Ellis. Ellis drew a walk in her last plate appearance. Homer in her first plate appearance. That was to lead off the contest. First run of the game. Another one high by Hornbeck, 3-0. The count to Cheyenne Ellis, the senior second baseman. Five-2 Cardinals leading this one in the top half of the third. Hornbeck fires. That's going to be a 4-pitch walk for Cheyenne Ellis. Head coach Ty Abney calls time. Going to converse with his team out at inside the pitching circle. Try to get his pitcher Carolyn Hornbeck back under control. She started off the contest pretty good. Besides giving up the solo home run to the first batter Cheyenne Ellis, she had recorded 4 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Out of the 6 total outs, Hornbeck had 4 strikeouts. Just gotten a little bit of predicament here in this top half of the third inning. No one out thus far for the Cardinals. They've plated 3 runs. Gotten 3 hits here in this top half of the third inning have the Cardinals. A leadoff triple for Keely Arbuckle. A couple of singles as well. Mix in a walk. A couple of them. That one fouled back for strike 1. It's Kinsey Musser, the junior shortstop, is the batter for the Cardinals. 0-1 the count to Musser. And it's bases loaded for the Cardinals here in the top of the third, no one out. Musser fires that one. That was going to right field, track down. Nice job by Bryant. She fires it in. Going to fire it to Brissett. Brissett going to get the out at home plate. Nice job by Sarah Bryant from right field to get the out there. That's going to be 2 outs recorded. Sarah Bryant getting the fly out to right field and then throwing it home for the assist to record the out. Brissett, great placement, covering home plate to get that out. That one in the dirt, 4-1, blocked by Brissett. So now 2 outs here and for the Stars. Quickly change the outlook of this top half of the third inning. That one inside, 4-1. 1-1 the count. Excuse me, 2-0 the count. Inside, 4-3. 3-0 the count now as Cardinals still have some base runners on the base pads. Alicia Potomi at third base. Cheyenne Ellis at second. But there are 2 outs now as that one inside, 4-4. Bases reloaded once again for the Cardinals after the walk.
2 down.
Alex Urivilo struck out in both of her plate appearances, so if you're the Stars, this is definitely a batter that you want to see to get out of this top half of the third inning. That one going to be a wild pitch by Hornbeck, not there in time to stop a run from scoring from third base. Potomi comes in for the 6th run of the contest for the Cardinals, the 4th one of this top half of the third inning. So Ellis now the base runner at third. Bannerman, the base runner, at second after the wild pitch by Hornbeck, plating Potomi. Swung on and missed. Brissett picks it up as it bounced off her glove. But a big swing and a miss by Rivlo. 2-1 now to the count to the first baseman for the Cardinals. Hornbeck with the delivery. That one connected on. Dribbler up to the first baseman, Hornbeck. She fires over to first. Suleski going to get that one and record the final out here of the top half of the third inning. But damage done by the Cardinals as they plate 4 runs. They take the lead 6-2 here after the top half of the third inning. St. Teresa's will find themselves in a 4-run deficit. So they're going to have their leadoff hitter, Anna Woolry, coming to the plate, I believe. Cardinals 3 hits in that last half of inning. A leadoff triple coming by Arbuckle to get things started, and that led to a little bit of an offensive output for the Cardinals as they plated 4 runs and scored 1 run in each of the other half innings, the top half of the first and second. But then plating 4 in the top half of the third as Woolry now will lead off things for the Stars of St. Teresa's Academy here in the bottom half of the third inning. Hillebrand has 2 strikeouts on the day for the Cardinals, giving up 2 runs on 1 hit. Those 2 runs coming in the bottom half of the first inning for St. Teresa's. They trail by 4. That one outside for ball 1 by Hillebrand. Rui has the lone hit of the contest for St. Teresa's. A leadoff single in the bottom half of the first inning. She takes ball 2 as it was well high. Woolry, the junior, playing shortstop. As I mentioned, got a single in her first plate appearance in the bottom half of the first inning. Heading the count 2-0 there. That's a pop-up. The shortstop going to track it down. Musser. Musser been busy as she tracked down a couple in the bottom half of the first inning. Excuse me, the bottom half of the second inning. Musser tracked down a couple outs. Tracks down that one for the first out here in the bottom half of the third. Bullington gets a piece of that one. Musser from the shortstop fields the grounder and fires over to first. Rivlo tracks it down, and that's 2 up, 2 down for St. Teresa's here in the bottom half of the third. They went down in order, did the Stars, in the bottom half of the second. They're trying to make sure that that doesn't happen here in the bottom half of the third as they trail by 4. 2 outs as Hillebrand fires, and down the middle for strike 1 on Allison Brissett. Brissett reached on an error in her first plate appearance in the bottom half of the first, scoring that second run. Brissett gets a piece of that one. That one popped up. That's right to center field, tracked down there by the center fielder for the Benton Cardinals. 3 up, 3 down once again for St. Teresa's in their bottom half of the inning. They trail by 4 going into the top half of the fourth. So after 3 innings in the books, Benton Cardinals lead this one 6-2 over St. Teresa's Academy. 4 hits on the day for the Cardinals. They also have 2 errors, which helped lead to the runs for St. Teresa's in the bottom half of the first inning. Stars have 1 hit on the day, coming in the bottom half of the first. The leadoff batter, Anna Woolry, getting a single and scoring the first run for the Stars in today's contest. Hornbeck struggled a little bit in the top half of the third, giving up 4 of the 6 runs to the Cardinals. Gave up 3 hits in that top of the third. Pair of walks as well. Great play, though, by the right fielder, Sarah Bryant. She recorded the first out on the flyout, and then the assist throwing it at home plate as Allison Brissett scooped it up to get the second out of that top of the third inning. Keely Arbuckle had the stand-up triple to lead off things here in the top of the third for the Cardinals. She gets a piece of that one. That one to left field. Looks like it's going to be tracked down by Drummond, and she does. That's going to be one pitch and one out for Hornbeck and the Stars here in the top half of the fourth. Abby Mears now the batter for the Cardinals. The senior catcher. Mears struck out in her first plate appearance. Hit by pitch in her second. Heading the count 1-0 now. 2-0 the count. Hornbeck with the delivery inside for ball 3. One out, though, already here in the top half of the fourth. Hornbeck delivered one pitch, and we got that out on Keely Arbuckle. 4-pitch walk there, though, for the catcher, Abby Mears. And we'll see a courtesy runner for the catcher, Abby Mears. Bailey Miller back in as the courtesy runner, excuse me. Miller will be the courtesy runner for the catcher, Abby Mears, after the 4-pitch walk. Rianne Bunnell, now the batter for the Cardinals, drew a walk in her last plate appearance. Ground out to Woolry, the shortstop, in her first. Arid throw by Brissett as it advanced on the wild pitch did Bailey Miller. And she's going to advance to third on the throw over the head of the third baseman, Chrissy Bird. So with one out away here in the top half of the fourth, the Cardinals leading this one 6-2 over the Stars. That one in the dirt. Brissett stops it. Miller's checked at third. Bunnell now in the batter's box. 1-1 the count to her. One out here for the Cardinals in the top half of the fourth. They have a base runner at third. That is Bailey Miller running for the catcher, Abby Mears. Mears was hit by a pitch, and Miller advanced on a steal towards second and an arid throw to third. Right down the third base line, but foul by Bunnell. That's strike 2. Hornbeck in the dirt again, but Brissett going to try to track it down. Bailey Miller, that is, excuse me, comes in standing up for the 7th run for the Cardinals. Still one out here in the top half of the fourth. Bunnell down in the count 1-2. But Miller moving around the base pads. There's a strike by Hornbeck and a strikeout. Her 5th of the contest for Carolyn Hornbeck, and the second out here in the top half of the fourth. Maddie Reynolds, the left fielder, now the batter for the Cardinals. Base pads clear for the Cardinals right now. They have plated one run. Mears, the catcher, hit by a pitch. Bailey Miller, courtesy runner, moving around the base pads. Arid throw by the catcher, Bride, made her advance to third, and then a wild pitch by Hornbeck. Miller coming to home to get the 7th run for the Cardinals of today's contest. Ball 2. 2-1 the count to Maddie Reynolds. 3-1 now the count as Hornbeck fired low. 2 outs here in the top half of the fourth. Cardinals getting a run thus far in every half inning they've been at the plate. That one inside and low for ball four. Walk issued to Maddie Reynolds. That's her second drawn walk of the contest. Also a single for the left fielder Reynolds. Potomi now the batter for Benton. 2 outs here in the top half of the fourth. Got a base runner at first. That being Maddie Reynolds after the walk. Hornbeck inside. And good for strike one. Brushed back the third baseman Alicia Potomi there, but a nice pitch by Caroline Hornbeck to record the first strike and take the lead here in the count. Is that one connected on but by Potomi. Looks like it's gonna stay in play. Nope. Goes foul down the left field line. Strike two for the third baseman Potomi. Potomi has a ground out and a single in today's contest, so 1 for 2 is Potomi on the day. Big swing and a miss by Potomi, going to be fired by Brissett to first to record the out. Third and final out here of the top half of the fourth inning. Cardinals of Benton record one more run, though. They take a 7-2 advantage going into the bottom half of the fourth.
Get something started, ladies.
As we go into the bottom half of the fourth inning live here on 810varsity.com, St. Teresa's Academy Stars taking on the Benton Cardinals. The Cardinals have the 7-2 advantage. Cardinals have 4 hits on today's contest thus far. The Stars of St. Teresa's, 1 hit. Chrissy Bride, the senior. Chrissy Bride, the third baseman in today's contest, one of the 4 seniors. Going to try to spark the offense for St. Teresa's here in the bottom half of the fourth. Takes that for strike one as Faith Hillebrand fired in there. Bride, the senior, came into today's contest batting about .450. She takes for ball one there. 1-1 now the count. Drew a walk in her first plate appearance, said Chrissy Bride. 1-1 the account to the third baseman Bride. Strike two on the outside part of the corner. 1-2 the count. Hillebrand and the Cardinals leading this one over Bride. Good for ball 2 there. Fired in from the circle. 2-2 the count now. St. Teresa's trying to get an early base runner. Trying to cut into a 5-run lead that the Cardinals have. That's connected on by Bride down the left field line, but foul. Count going to stay at 2-2. St. Teresa's in search of their second hit of the contest. Third baseman Chrissy Bride trying to get that on the board and be an early base runner here in the bottom half of the fourth. Hillebrand with the delivery. Another connection on by Bride, but fouled off to the right. Bride battling the pitcher Hillebrand. 2-2 the count after consecutive foul balls right down the pipe, and that one fouled once again. Nice catch by head coach Ty Abney down the third base line. Had to be well prepared for that one as it came blistering at him. So 3 consecutive fouls off. Just got to straighten that out, does Chrissy Bride, to get a hit here. That's going to be ball 3. Full count now. to the third baseman, Bride.
Full count, KB.
Bride drew a walk in her first plate appearance of the contest, so let's see if she can get on base once again. Bride connects on that one right to the third baseman, Potomi, who fires over to first for the first out. Got a great piece of that one, but just happened to be played off the bounce very well by Alicia Potomi, the third baseman.
Back, KB. We go, Allie, give it a ride.
So one out now. Excuse me. Allie Drummond, the freshman left fielder, at the plate for the Stars. 0-1 the count to her after a strike delivered by Hilbrand. Hilbrand with the delivery. Drummond gets a great connection of that one. Tracked down there by Reynolds in left field. Nice play there. That's going to be the second out here in the bottom half of the fourth. St. Teresa's trying to not go 3 up, 3 down as they have in the bottom half of the second and third. Schaefer Smith, the center fielder, junior. Now the batter. St. Teresa still trailing here into tonight's contest. 5. That one chopped over to third base. Potomi fires over. 3 up, 3 down once again for the Stars here at this time in the bottom half of the fourth. They trail by 5 after 4 to the Benton Cardinals. So after 4, St. Teresa Academy Stars find themselves in a 5-run deficit to the visiting Benton Cardinals. Benton scoring 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second, 4 runs in the third, and 1 run in the top half of the fourth. St. Teresa's getting their lone 2 runs in the bottom half of the first inning. Only 1 hit thus far for the Stars on tonight's contest. That would be from shortstop Anna Woolry. 4 hits for the Benton Cardinals. Cardinals have 2 errors in today's game as well. Those both coming in that bottom half of the first inning when St. Teresa is able to get their 2 runs on the board. Leadoff batter here in the top half of the 5th inning, Cheyenne Ellis. Ellis officially 1 for 1 on the day. She's had 3 at-bats. 2 walks drawn by Ellis, and then the leadoff home run to start off the game as she takes for ball 1. High and inside. Hornbeck has 5 strikeouts for the Stars here in today's contest. Came in with 33 on the season. Fired in for ball 2, so she's down the count 2-0 as Hornbeck to the leadoff batter, Cheyenne Ellis. Hornbeck outside for ball 3, so 3-0 the count now. 3 consecutive balls to start off here this top half of the 5th inning. Hornbeck in the dirt for ball 4, so 4-pitch walk for Cheyenne Ellis to start off the top half of the 5th inning. So another base runner for the Cardinals. Kinsey Musser, the shortstop, going to dig in the batter's box. Hornbeck fires. Good for strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. Oh, 1 the count to Musser. Hornbeck fired on the outside part. That one 2 outside for ball 1. The Listening to coverage of St. Teresa Academy Stars taking on the Benton Cardinals live on 810varsity.com. That one connected on, going to be fired over. The second baseman, Florido, picks it up, fires over to second, record the force out. Amanda Florido gets the force out at second. It's Wool recovered. 1 out here in the top half of the fifth. Musser will be at first after the fielder's choice. Justice Vanneman, now the batter for the Cardinals. It was low for ball one on Vanneman by Hornbeck. Musser is at first. Brissett checking the runner at first. That was a strike by Hornbeck. Count even at 1-1 now. Hornbeck in there, and that one, slow dribbler back to first base. Dead ball. Ruled by the home plate umpire. So we'll redo that one. Count still 1-1. One high for another ball. Fired over to second. Safe is the call at second. Brissett fired one in there. Looked like she may have came close. Definitely a close call there as Wool recovering from a shortstop position. But Musser advances to second. One away here in the top half of the fifth for St. Teresa's. Hornbeck fires, covered by Brissett, but in there for a ball. Fired back to second base. Florido able to stop it, but saw Musser get back just in time. Cardinals leading this one 7-2 here in the top half of the fifth. 1 out away for the Cardinals. That one connected on, blasted by Vanneman towards center field, and it's gone. That's a 2-run home run for Justice Vanneman. It's going to be plate runs 8 and 9 for the Benton Cardinals. That's 2 home runs here for the Benton Cardinals in today's contest. Vanneman made sure she put everything behind that one. One out away here in the top half of the fifth. Cardinals leading now 9-2 after the 2-run home run. Alex Urivlo will be the batter for the Cardinals. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change for St. Teresa's. Schaefer Smith coming in from the center field position. Going to take over pitching duties. Carolyn Hornbeck relieved from her pitching duties for the night. Smith, the junior. This will be her 7th appearance as a pitcher here on the season. She's going to take over here in the top half of the 5th inning after a 2-run home run given up by St. Teresa's. Alex Urivlo will be the batter for the Cardinals after Smith gets a few warm-up pitches in. The Stars of St. Teresa's Academy trailing this one 9-2 here in the top half of the 5th inning to the Benton Cardinals. St. Teresa's sitting at 4-11 on the season. Cardinals come in today's contest 10-3. Hornbeck will move out to center field. Smith fired in there. She's taking over the pitching duties, switching positions. Smith moving in from center field to the pitcher position, and Hornbeck from the pitching position to center field. Smith fired in there high for the ball. 1-1 the count after Smith has taken over from pitching duties. Rivolo pops that one up. Now, looks like it's going to go foul. It went down the first base line, popped up. Strike 2 for Alex Rivolo. Rivolo 0 for 3 on the day for the Cardinals. Grounded out to the pitcher. Last at bat. Down the count 1-2. One out here in the top half of the fifth. Smith. That's going to be high for ball 2. Even count at 2-2 now here. Rivolo struck out in both of her first 2 plate appearances. That's ball 3, so full count now. Swing and a miss as Rivolo strikes out for the 3rd time in today's contest. Smith comes in and records the 2nd out here of the top half of the 5th inning. First batter faced, she records an out. Keely Arbuckle, the center fielder now at the plate, gets a piece of that one. Chopper, but goes foul. Two outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. Benton Cardinals have been able to get 2 more runs across the plate, playing at least 1 run in every half inning they have been at bat. 1-1 the count here to Arbuckle. Arbuckle has a triple on the day. Came back in the 3rd inning as Smith hits Arbuckle on the elbow. So Arbuckle will head to first base and take her base with 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th. That's going to bring up the catcher, Abby Mears. Mears drew a walk in her last plate appearance. Also has a strikeout and was hit by a pitch in her 2nd at-bat. Smith fires right down the pipe for strike 1 on the catcher, Mears. So 2 away here at the top of the 5th. A 2-run home run coming by Justice Vanneman, getting the 2 runs for the Cardinals here in this 5th inning. That's strike 2, so back-to-back strikes coming by Schaefer Smith. The first pitcher that she faced, she recorded a strikeout, that being Alex Rivolo. Fired that one in there outside for ball 3. Fired in there, that's going to be an out at second base. Nice job by Brissett to fire it over to Woolry, covering at second. That's going to be the 3rd out here in the top half of the 5th. 2 runs plated by the Cardinals of Benton to increase their lead 9-2, and this St. Teresa's finds themselves at the plate here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Abby Sulowski, the batter due up for St. Teresa's here in this bottom half of the 5th inning. St. Teresa's trailing by 7 runs. They've only been able to get the offense going in the early part of this contest. They played their lone 2 runs in the bottom half of the 1st inning. Their lone hit coming in that bottom half inning as well. And it's been 3 up, 3 down for the Stars in every half inning after the bottom half of the 1st. Abby Selesky, her first plate appearance resulted in a strikeout. Coming back in the bottom half of the 2nd. Faith Hildebrand still the pitcher for Benton. She's recorded 2 strikeouts on the day. As I mentioned, one of those coming against Abby Selesky, the senior first baseman.
Come on, Abby. Do it.
St. Teresa is trying to cut into this lead of the Benton Cardinals. Cardinals have scored in every half inning that they've had. St. Teresa is only in the bottom half of the first, as Selesky got contact immediately on the first pitch, but fouled it off down the third base line. Hildebrand fires that one on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. 0-2 now the count to Selesky. Selesky now watching that one, and it's outside, painting the outside part of the plate is Hildebrand for strike 3 in the strikeout, looking on the first baseman, Abby Selesky. That's her second strikeout of the contest. Third for Faith Hildebrand. So 1 up, 1 down for St. Teresa's. Amanda Florido, the second baseman, now at the plate here in the bottom half of the 5th. Hildebrand fires on the outside part of the plate once again. Hildebrand working that outside part of the plate here in the bottom half of this 5th inning. Some great pitches against Selesky, the first baseman, and then one there against Florido. Florido connects on that one down third baseline, but foul. Straighten that out just a little bit more, and that would have been straight down the line for Florido. Probably extra bases. But that's going to be good for strike 2. 1 and 2 the count to the second baseman, Florido, as Hildebrand fires in the dirt for ball 2. Florido had a line out to the shortstop in her first at bat, a missile off the bat. Thought it might go into the gap, but the shortstop Musser able to track it down in the first at bat for Florido. Now full count after a ball by Hildebrand. See if St. Teresa's can get a run. Florido right through the second baseman, picked up by Ellis and thrown over to first for the second out here in the bottom half of the 5th. Another good contact by Florido. She had, as I mentioned in her first at bat, good contact to the shortstop, a line out, and that one right to the second baseman Ellis that time. Hildebrand with the delivery from the circle. Home plate umpire says good for strike 1 on that. Sarah Bryant, the senior right fielder, had a spectacular play from right field in today's contest, as Bryant recorded the fly out and then the assist. He threw home to get one of the Cardinals out from coming home from third base, trying to tag up. 1-1 now the count to Bryant. Bryant gets a piece of that one right to the first baseman, and just going to be tagged out along the first base line. 3 up, 3 down for the Stars once again, this time in the bottom half of the 5th. Benton Cardinals lead this one 9-2 on 810varsity.com. Schaefer Smith, the pitcher for the Stars, taking over in that top half of the 5th inning after a 2-run home run given up. St. Teresa still find themselves in a deficit. A 7-run deficit after 5 innings. Cardinals getting that 2-run home run in the top half of the 5th inning by Justice Vanneman. 5 hits officially on the day for the Benton Cardinals. They've plated 9 runs. Abby Mears at the plate to lead things off here in the top half of the 6th for the Cardinals. Smith fires. Good for strike one at the knees in the inside part of the plate. 0-1 the count now after the strike from Smith. And good for ball one, so even the count at 1 apiece. Mears drew the walk in her last plate appearance, and the courtesy runner Bailey Miller scoring. Back in the 4th inning. That was good for the lone run in the top half of the 4th for the Cardinals. As Mears watches that one on the outside part of the plate. Good for ball 3. 3-1 now the count. Smith with a delivery inside. That's ball 4. Walk to start off here. Top half of the 6th for the Cardinals. Again, courtesy runner Bailey Miller coming back in. So back-to-back walks drawn by the catcher Abby Mears. And Miller finds herself at first as the courtesy runner for Mears once again. Smith fired in there for a strike on Rhiann Bunnell. Bunnell, one of the only 2 freshmen in the starting lineup for the Benton Cardinals. They're a experienced squad as Brissett gets it down. So he's going to fire over to second. Looks like that'll be safe at second base. Brissett fired one in there. Definitely a close call at second base. We're recovering from her shortstop position. Bailey Miller advancing to second. 0-1 the count. To Bunnell, the designated player in tonight's contest for the Cardinals. A freshman, as I was mentioning. Benton starting 2 freshmen, but mostly a senior-laden squad. Sprinkle in some juniors as well, some experience for the Cardinals. Good, another strike by Smith. Going to pull the count to even at 2-2. No outs here in the top of the 6th. Miller, the base runner, at second base. Pitch in the dirt, stopped by Brissett. Ball 3. Smith from the rubber. Big swing and miss. That's a strikeout. Second strikeout of the game for Smith. Seventh strikeout for St. Teresa's overall in tonight's contest. 5 coming by Hornbeck before she was replaced by Smith. That's Smith's second. Reynolds will be the batter for the Cardinals. Miller still at second. Swing and miss by Reynolds. So Smith firing the strikes on the last couple pitches. 1 away after the strikeout for the Cardinals here in the top half of the 6th. They lead it 9-2. That one over the top of the head of Reynolds. Miller still at second base. The courtesy runner for Abby Mears. Connected on by Reynolds. Going to be picked up by Bride at third and fired over to first. That's going to be the second out here in the top half of the 6th. Nice job by Chrissy Bride to pick up that ground ball. 2 away. Miller advanced to third on the ground out. Alicia Potomi at the plate for the Cardinals. Struck out in her last plate appearance. Does have a single on the day. She connects straight up over the top of the center, and that's going to into center, over the top of the shortstop. Plates Miller from third, so Benton scores yet again another run. Scored a run in every half inning for them. So the RBI single for Alicia Potomi. Cheyenne Ellis, the leadoff batter for the Cardinals. Now in there, strike on the inside part of the plate by Smith. 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th. Cardinals getting one more run, increase their lead to 8 now. 10-2 is the score. That connected on by Ellis into left field. It's going to be good for a single. Potomac advances to second. Picked up by Drummond into left field, but Ellis gets her second hit of the contest. So Potomac at second and Ellis at first with 2 outs here. As Smith fires in there and it's in the dirt, base runner is going to advance.
Don't worry about it, Schaefer. Let's get the batter.
Potomac now to third and Ellis advancing to second. So runners in scoring position with 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th. Kinsey Musser, the junior shortstop, at the plate. That one on the outside part of the plate, but for ball 2. Two-0 the count to Musser. Down the middle, connected on by Musser, and that's going to go to center field. Drop in for another hit. Plate's 1, Potomac scores. Ellis going to stop up at third. So now 11-2 here in the top half of the 6th. Justice Vanneman in her last plate appearance blasting a 2-run home run to center field. Up again as Ellis is at third. We see Musser advancing from first to second. Two away though here in the top half of the 6th. Cardinals have plated 2 runs. That one connected on by Vanneman once again. This one's going to go to left field, tracked down though by Drummond. And Drummond records the final out here in the top half of the 6th. 11-2 though, they score here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. St. Teresa's due up. They have Anna Worry, Grace Boynton, and Allison Brissett to get things going here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. They trail by 9. And a Worry got the lone hit of the contest for St. Teresa's. She's going to be leading things off here in the bottom half of the 6th. Hildebrand fires, and that's good for strike 1 on Worry here to lead things off in the bottom half of the 6th. St. Teresa's trying to spark something on offense. They got a little bit of offense moving in the bottom half of the 1st inning, but since then it's been 3 up, 3 down pretty much throughout the bottom half of their inning. 1-1 the count after Hildebrand misfired on a ball. to Woolry. Good for ball 2 there. 2-1 the count to the shortstop, Anna Woolry. Woolry, big swing and a miss. That one was outside, but Hillebrand got Woolry to swing at it. 2-2 is the count. Hillebrand fires, connected on by Woolry. Picked up, nice play by the shortstop, though. Musser snags it out of the air for out 1 here in the bottom half of the 6th. Musser has been moving around from the shortstop position, coming up with some pretty good plays in the infield for the Cardinals here tonight. So 1 out away here in the bottom half of the 6th. Hillebrand fires in there, strike 1. As we see Rachel Tovar coming in, taking the place of Grace Boynton in the batting order. Tovar officially has no hits, but that's going to be her first hit of the year and spark something on offense maybe here for St. Teresa's. Rachel Tovar going to get a single with 1 out away here in the bottom half of the 6th. Allison Brissett at the plate now. Brissett reached on an error in her first one, fires back to the pitcher, and looks like it's going to go for 1. Brissett safe at second, but fired over to second base by Hillebrand for the force out on Tovar after she got the single with 1 out here, but now 2 away here in the bottom half of the 6th. Allison Brissett, the base runner for St. Teresa's at first base. Chrissy Bride drew a walk in her first plate appearance, ground out to third baseman. Last one fires up to the back to the shortstop, forced out at second as Musser fired over there for the third and final out here in the bottom half of the 6th. So St. Teresa's gets a hit by Rachel Tovar, who pinch hit for Grace Boynton, but they can't get any runs out of that one, and that's going to lead us to the top half of the 7th. So we head into the top half of the 7th. It's 11-2. Benton Cardinals leading this one over St. Teresa's Academy. Live on 810varsity.com. Mike Smith bringing you the action here tonight. Cardinals of Benton able to plate at least 1 run in every half inning they've been at the plate. 1 run coming in the first, second, and fourth inning. 4 runs, the big inning for the Cardinals, being plated in the third. The lone runs for St. Teresa's coming in the bottom half of the first. Anna Woolry getting a hit in that bottom half of the first inning. Rachel Tovar getting a hit in the last half of the inning, bottom half of the 6th for St. Teresa's, but they're unable to capitalize on that for the Stars. Alex Urivalo to lead off things for the Cardinals here in the top of the 7th. Urivalo struggled on the day, officially 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Strike 1 there by Schaefer. Smith fires in there. It's connected on by Urivalo. Looks like it's going to stay fall in. That's going to be good for a single. Mary Gibson in left field. But down the third base line, Rivalo gets her first hit of the contest for the Cardinals, and an early base runner once again for Benton. Saw Mary Gripson move it to left field coming into that contest for St. Teresa's. Moved Rachel Tovar coming in as well at center field. Hornbeck has came out. Keely Arbuckle, the batter for the Benton Cardinals. Has a triple on the day, also drawn a walk. Been a base runner 3 times. Fires that one to the third base. Bride catches it, fires over to first. Double play there for the Stars here in the top half of the 7th. So 2 outs. They erased that hit. No one out after a catcher's interference call by the home plate umpire. Mears now the batter for the Cardinals as they have base runners at second and first after the catcher's interference call. It would have been a double play by the third baseman, Chrissy Bride. But instead we have nobody out with base runners at second and first for the Cardinals here in the top half of the 7th. Abby Mears, the catcher, is the batter for the Benton Cardinals. Looks like it's cooled off here, the temperature a little bit. It's clouds moving in, a little bit of rain possibly on its way. If it does start to rain, the broadcast will have to stop due to the equipment having no cover, just warning the listeners. It's 11-2 is the score. 3-1 the count to Mears. Swing and a miss by Mears as that one was in the dirt. Full count on the catcher Mears. Nobody out here in the top half of the 7th. Smith fires that one. That one's in the dirt. That's going to be a walk. Bases loaded now with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. So 11-2 is the score here in the top of the 7th inning. Bases loaded for the Benton Cardinals. Starting to rain here a little bit. Faith Hildebrand, the pitcher, now coming into the contest to find herself getting a plate appearance. As Hillebrand was hit by a pitch, it appears, as she's going to take her base. A runner will score off of that as the bases were loaded. Still no one out here in the top half of the 7th inning. Bases loaded for the Cardinals. Mallory McAndrews, the courtesy runner for Hillebrand at first. Bride picks it up as a shot to third, and that's going to be a double play. Bird fired home. Brissett recorded a force out, and then over to first, gets a double play there. 2 outs now. No more runs scored. As it's 12-2 though, as 1 run has been plated here by the Cardinals. Alicia Potomi now at the plate. 2 away though here in the top of the 7th. Potomi connects on that one, going to left field. Gibson fields it, and that's the 3rd out here in the top half of the 7th. Benton Cardinals get 1 more run, increase their lead to 10. 12-2 here going into the bottom half of the 7th. It's like Cheyenne Johnson coming in at first base for the Benton Cardinals. Mary Gibson in her first plate appearance for St. Teresa's of the contest. She came in and took over the left field duties. Head in the count, 0-1. Hillebrand fires. That one going to be chopped ahead right by the first. Gibson appears she's going to get it, and she does. Gibson gets there in time and gets on first. So an early base runner here to start off things for St. Teresa's in the bottom half of the 7th. They trail by 10 runs. Schaefer Smith, now the batter. Smith got a piece of it, fired at shortstop. Musser unable to play that one. She's been solid at her defensive position all day, but she fumbles that one. And Schaefer Smith finds herself at first base. So runners at second and first. For the Stars, Abby Suleski. Now the batter for St. Teresa's. Strike 1 to her from Hillebrand. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the 7th. St. Teresa's trailing by 10. They're trying to cut into this lead of the Cardinals. Suleski got a piece of that one. That one's going to go down the third base line. Going to get some runs on the board for St. Teresa's. 1 run plated as Gibson scores from second on a double by Abby Suleski. And Schaefer Smith advancing to third on the double by Abby Suleski. Still no one out here. Runners in scoring position for the Stars. They found some offensive life. That one in the dirt, but in front of the catcher, Abby Mears. Brand and the Cardinals in a little bit of trouble here in the bottom half of this 7th. 1 run plated thus far by St. Teresa's. Still no one out with runners in scoring position at third and second. That's good for strike one. 1-1 the count. Mears checked the runner at third. That runner being Schaefer Smith. Abby Selesky, the runner at second for the Stars. So no one out. Connected on there. Nice job by Florido, the senior. But fouled off down the first base line. 1-2 the count. And that's going to be strike 3 looking. Florido goes down on strikes. 4 out 1 here in the bottom half of the 7th. Still a great chance for Stars of St. Teresa to put some more runs on the board. Sarah Bryant. Chopper towards third base. Going to be picked up over the fire over the first. That's going to be out number 2. Do get a run out of it, does the Stars. Schaefer Smith scoring from third. Abby Selesky moving from second to third base. Anna Woolry, who got the first hit of the contest for St. Teresa's, now the batter here with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. Outside for ball 1. We've got Abby Selesky at third for the Stars with 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. St. Teresa is able to plate 2 runs thus far, looking for some more. And that's straight up the middle and going to go into center field. Woolry's going to get Selesky home from third. Another single for her on the day. Rachel Tovar getting her second at bat. Single in her first at bat, coming in the last half inning, bottom of the 6th. 2 away though here in the bottom of the 7th. 3 runs plated by the Stars. They trail now 12-5. Tovar looking for another hit to keep this rally coming. And she fires that one. That one's going to be over the head of the shortstop into left center field. Woolry advances to second. Another single for Rachel Tovar. 2 for 2 on the day for Tovar. So rally keeps continuing for St. Teresa's here in the bottom half of the 7th. They've plated 3. Looking for more with runners at second and first. Woolry at second. Tovar at first. Allison Brissett, the batter. Benton Cardinals lead by 7. Brissett fires one straight up the middle. Going to be bobbled by the second baseman. Looks like Woolry's going to score from second. That's going to get the 6th run for St. Teresa's. So they continually bring out the offense here in the bottom half of the 7th. They're chipping away to get back into this one. Now only trail by 6. Tovar with a second on that one. Chrissy Bride now, the senior third baseman, at the plate. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 7th. 4 runs plated by the Stars. That one low. Mears keeps it in front of her. Base runners head back to their respective bases, second and first, for Tovar and Brissett. 1-0 the count to Bride. Coburn fires. That one going to be high for ball 2. St. Teresa's chipping away here with plenty of hits. 5 hits coming in this bottom of the 7th for the Stars. That one straight down the pipe for strike 1. Runners stay at second and first. Tovar at second. Brissett at first. 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. Stars have plated 4. Looking for more. That one out. That one going to be a strike on the outside part of the plate. So count moves to 2-2. Bride, who led the team in batting average coming into tonight's contest, about .450, Yet to get a hit today. And fires that one. That's going to go into center field for her first hit of the contest. Looks like Tovar is going to come all the way from second and score in. 5 runs plated here for St. Teresa's in the bottom of the 7th. They're chipping away, coming back in this one. (12-7) now the score here in the bottom of the 7th, as 5 runs have been plated by the St. Teresa Academy Stars. 2 outs though here in the bottom of the 7th. See if the offense can continue. Allison Brissett at second, Chrissy Bride at first, Mary Gibson the batter. She cracks one down the first base line, but foul. Gibson, this is her second plate appearance in this bottom of the 7th inning. Got things started with a single. Up behind the count here, 0-1 after the foul ball. Hubbard fires, and Gibson tries to get it down the third base line. It hits the foot of Potomi, but it went foul. Home plate umpire says foul. That's going to bring back Gibson to the batter's box, as a second strike called there on the foul ball towards the third base line. Third baseman interfered with that one. It looked like it may have stayed in when she got a piece of it. Gibson gets a piece of that one, though. The shortstop Musser able to track it down in the air for the third and final out of the bottom of the 7th. But St. Teresa's able to plate 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. 12-7 is the score. And that's going to do it after 7 innings. 12-7 will be the final. Benton Cardinals win this one and improve to 11-3. St. Teresa's falls to 4-11. They made a try of it, did the St. Teresa Academy Stars, as they tried to come back and get the victory, as they plated 5 runs in that bottom half of the 7th inning, but they weren't able to get close enough to keep this one going. And that's going to do it on 810varsity.com. Thanks for listening and thanks for tuning in. We'll have plenty of more broadcasts for St. Teresa's Academy volleyball, and we'll also be picking up a softball game to be announced this season. But thanks as always for listening, as the Benton Cardinals come away with the victory 12-7 over St. Teresa's Academy.